What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into Doctor Strange issue number 8. And unfortunately, this is going to be the only video for today. Last night, somebody had pretty much totaled my vehicle, unfortunately, stopping on an off-ramp and then reversing into me. Just absolute insanity. So I gotta deal with that probably all the way until Monday and Tuesday. But I'm gonna do my best to get some videos out to you guys, make sure that we're trying to keep up with everything ongoing. I definitely want to jump back into Moon Knight. We're a couple issues behind, and the death of Moon Knight is just on the horizon. Not really sure how I feel about that yet, but we're gonna see. But yeah, like I said, I'm really gonna do my best to try and keep up with everything that is ongoing, even with everything going on in my own life. When it comes to Doctor Strange issue number 8, we have seen the return of General Strange. He has put out the warning that nobody better stand in his way. And while Doctor Strange is trying to figure out a way to handle this situation, it appears that Clea Strange is going to be taking things into her own hands. Now, make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up with Clea Strange and General Strange. The once Strange family farm. It is the new war camp for General Strange, because the General had told her to meet where it all began. He had faith that Doctor Strange wouldn't understand this reference, but Clea might. We pick up with the two of them having a conversation about the Vishanti, how they had forsaken him, that his armies did not march to his aid, that he was betrayed even by himself. But this General Strange truly believes that Clea has shown up because she sees the power that he has, that she came here for him. What the General doesn't understand is how Clea has changed. Her love with Doctor Strange, it has made her a little bit softer. And so Clea, she plays on this, letting the General know that when she looked into Doctor Strange's eyes, what she saw was weakness. And instead of taking action right now, right this moment, he is taking counsel. He is speaking with the Vishanti. That's what picks us up with Doctor Strange. He has this conversation with them and they tell him that there is nothing they can do. And the Doctor finds this very peculiar, that it is your warhound. You let him off the leash. You created this monster, and now you sit here and tell us that there is nothing you can do. While General Strange was their greatest operative in the war against the Trinity of Ashes, he is intimately familiar with their power, rebuilding himself body and soul. He knows how to hide from their gaze. Any search for his soul would lead them directly back to Doctor Strange. The truth is, he is a battlefield general, a guerrilla warlord. He is a warrior without compare. 5 millennia of experience. His thirst for war and revenge. This is unquenchable, and the Vishanti know that if he is left unchecked, he will break the peace that they have bargained for. The war will soon begin again. Earth will be turned into a war camp. He will conscript every living soul into his battle, and they will march to war. The only question that the Vishanti have is who will he march against first? Will it be the Trinity of Ashes or the Vishanti themselves? And this is where Strange just loses it, because he has to ask the question, why didn't you destroy him? Such a dangerous creature, this rabid dog that you have helped create. You cannot tell me that this was sentimental. You cannot tell me that it was out of love for Doctor Strange. You cannot tell me that this was because of guilt. No, the Vishanti did this because they wanted insurance. They let him live in case he might be useful again. But Doctor Strange says not to worry, that I will be your assassin yet again. I will be your warrior. I will be your warhound. And when the smoke clears, when this battle is said and done, perhaps you will have to put Doctor Strange himself into a crystal prison. This is where we pick up with the General and Clea Strange. He talks about how he thought about her often during the war, not knowing what had happened to her. Of course, Clea was fighting her own war in the Dark Dimension, a warlord by blood, with the two of them embracing, Clea going in and kissing him, the General proclaiming his love, telling Clea that he loves her, that he would kill for her. Clea says that I don't want you to kill for me. She simply wants him to die. This is where she takes a knife hidden behind her back and she plunges it right into the stomach of Doctor Strange. And this is no ordinary blade. This is a blade of Mysterium, anti-magic metal, and the General finding this very clever, very cruel and fearless. How could he not love her? But using some planks of wood, he is able to grab the dagger without actually touching it in any regard, being able to disarm her. He now realizes that she is only here for one goal, and that is his demise. But she is not here because of Doctor Strange. She is here because she knows that Doctor Strange will do whatever it takes to make sure that nobody gets hurt in the process. While Clea, on the other hand, she would rather go take care of this right here and right now. This way that her beloved doesn't have to fight against himself. A fight that he could lose. She loves her Doctor Strange. She loves him enough to die for him, to kill for him. And so, as the two clash together, we pick up with Doctor Strange. Now knowing where Clea has gone, he must find a way to save her. He knows that Clea doesn't stand a chance against General Strange. She may have been able to surprise attack him, but with the power he now possesses, her alone is not enough. And so the Doctor is going to do something crazy. He's going to do something insane. He is going to court madness itself. He has come to the Trinity of Ashes. They know who he is. They know what he wants. And in this moment, their goals align, with Doctor Strange striking a deal with the Trinity of Ashes. We pick up on the battlefield. At this point, Clea Strange has gotten her butt beat down. And as the General gloats in his victory, this is when he hears the voice from behind him. The voice of Doctor Strange. Now empowered by the Trinity of Ashes themselves, the General has not only come to this world stealing children, not only has he come to wage war that could engulf the entire Earth, but the General has threatened the love of his life. The General has threatened his wife. And so now the Doctor is about to lay down the hate. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Definitely not a bad story. I am absolutely loving everything with General Strange. It's a great concept, continuing on the 5,000-year war, the War of the Spheres. We have been talking about this for so long, we rarely ever got some insight to what actually happened in the war. But now that we have, now that the General has returned, Doctor Strange had no other option but to go to the Trinity of Ashes. When the Vishanti, they turned him away. They were saying that there is nothing they could do. This is what made him go to the Trinity of Ashes. But this makes me very curious. If they were able to empower an individual like Doctor Strange, an avatar of the Trinity of Ashes just like the General is an avatar for the Vishanti, then why didn't they do this sooner? There are so many people that they could have picked and choose from. You had 5,000 years of war, and not one time, at least that we saw, did the Trinity of Ashes empower anybody to fight against General Strange. They just continued to send their hordes of armies. And 5,000 years of waging war, you would have thought that they would have done this sooner. And maybe they did. Maybe the champion that they chose was just not sufficient enough to go against the General. Regardless, the battle is now here. It is now upon us. But is Doctor Strange being empowered by the Trinity really truly sufficient? Is it enough? Is it going to be enough to take down the General? A man with 5,000 years of experience on him, being able to cast magic and spells that Doctor Strange hasn't even thought of yet. Is this enough to fight against him? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything that has been going on with Doctor Strange, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything that is going on with the Doctor. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. If you're unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.